Wow. Teaching music theory. Have you ever considered teaching music theory classes? It can be really confusing. Did you know that 50% of students quit their music lessons within the first 2 years of playing? Wow. As music educators, it's our responsibility to go, how can we help those little munchkins learn music theory and help them elevate their skill sets? Teaching music theory group classes can be confusing. So you might wonder, should they all be at the same level? Should they be the same age? When we're thinking about registrations, how many students should be in a group? How long does it take to teach a group theory class? How much should I charge? Eek, so many questions. But you're in the right place. I've got the answers for you. I'm Gloria St. Germain from Ultimate Music Theory, and today I want to share 3 tips with you in teaching music theory group classes. I've been doing this for years, and it's so successful, and it's actually super simple when you've got the right techniques and the right tools to help you get started. So here's 3 tips for you. The first question you might have is, do they all have to be the same age, or do they have to be the same level, or how do we just get started with that? Well, the answer is level assessment. So tip number 1 is level assessment. When we're talking about a level assessment, it means that we're going to give them just a quick little review test, or perhaps we're just going to give them even a theory exam, depending on the level that we're at, and just see what is their base knowledge. What do they know? What do they feel confident with? So it doesn't matter if they're the same age, and it doesn't even matter if they're playing the same instruments. I've had music theory group classes, theory club classes that I call them, that have got students that play different instruments, they're different ages, but they all have the same base knowledge of music theory. So tip number one is do a level assessment. All right, so that's tip number 1. And if you'd like more information, just give me a little note in the chat below, because I'm going to be doing a special training on Thursday, which is exclusively for exactly how do you teach music theory club classes, and you don't want to miss it. I'm super excited to share that with you. Or you can go to teachumt.com and you can jump into our membership and you'll see what's coming up, and it's in our coaching call coming up on Thursday, so you don't want to miss it. So another question that you might have is, well, okay, so they can be at different ages. I get that. So another question might come up is, well, how do I actually make money? It's a lot of work planning a class. You need to do lesson plans, and you have to figure out what you're going to be teaching. And now that you kind of have your group together, how am I actually going to really be making some money doing this project? So our tip number 2 is profitability. Tip number 2 is profitability. So you might say, well, what do you mean by that, Glory? So here's how it works. As music teachers, we all have our hourly rate that we charge for 1 hour private. Perfect. You're with me? Okay, give me some love in the chat box. Okay, a little thumbs up. Perfect. So profitability. So now we want to talk about, here's our hourly rate. All right, and then we're going to go minus whatever little mini discount you want to give them. And that will equal your hourly rate. So even if you have 2 students, you're still going to be more profitable teaching theory, which is 2 or 3 or whatever it might be, than if you're teaching one-on-one. So I'll give you an example. For myself, I charge $60 for a 1 hour private lesson, and I give them a discount, $5 off. So it's $45 an hour for a group class. This means that when you're teaching a group, now you're making, even if you had 2 students, now you're making $90 an hour instead of $50. Does that make sense for you? Just raise your hand give me a little nod. Okay, perfect. So imagine this. Imagine if you had 6 students. Now you're making what? 6 times 45? You're making $270 per hour. And here's the important part. Did you know that students learn faster in group lessons? True fact. I've done the research. The cooperative learning theory proves that students learn faster because of membership and community in a group class than if they were just taking it one-on-one. And I'm sure you've taught theory where students either didn't do their homework, or they weren't interested, or they were bored, or whatever it might be. But when you have community, number 1, you have more fun, but you also support each other and you can learn faster. So there you go. Tip number 2 is profitability. And it's great for us music teachers. We deserve to give ourselves a raise, right? We work really hard for what we do. So another question you might have, so you go, all right, so I got it now. I'm going to do an assessment. I know I'm going to make more money. So the third question might be, well, wait a minute. What if no one registers? What if nobody really is interested in what I have to offer? Now, I'm glad you asked that question because in fact, I'm going to be doing for the month of April in our coaching calls, I'm going to be talking about how to teach music theory group classes effectively. What if you want to run a 6-week camp this summer? What if you want to set up your system for to go through the whole year? What if you want to be setting things up so that you can have students that aren't even in the same discipline as to what you teach? So if you teach piano, maybe you're going to have students register that take violin or voice lessons. So number 3, and this is my big tip for you, number 3, and that is effective marketing. Believe me, that is the key. When you have effective marketing with proven results that show the success that music students have when implementing music theory into their musicianship skills, boom, they're going to be not only successful in learning music theory, but it's going to help them with their sight reading, with their ear training, with composing, with understanding and analyzing music. It is the universal language of music, and it's essential for us as music teachers to provide this service to our students. And I'm so excited you're here because we are about to launch our Ultimate Music Theory Club classes, and I'm doing all of this training inside our coaching program. So check it out. Simply go to teachumt.com, and I've got all the answers there for you. Leave me a little note in the chat if you'd like to learn more, and I can send you a little message or just connect with me here in this platform. Just leave me a little note in the chat. So when you think about it, and there's a lot of questions, right? There's a lot of questions that go into teaching music theory group classes or teaching club camp, as I call it. And it's when we just run a 6-week camp over the summer, or if you just want to boost your income and run a 6-week camp right now. What if you want to run an exam camp? Great idea, right? Just prepare students for exams. What if you want to run a composing camp? In 6 weeks, how can your students compose their own piece of music? What are the steps that you need to take them through? It's what I'm going to be talking about in our coaching calls in the month of April, and I'm super, super pumped. So teaching music theory groups is easy, it's fun, and it's profitable. The answers are all there for you, and I'm so excited to connect with you. So check it out, teachumt.com. Simply join the Ultimate Music Theory Teachers Membership today. You're going to start making money right now teaching music theory group lessons. I've shared 3 tips with you today, and I'm going to be diving deeper into exactly how you can implement all of those 3 tips I've shared with you today. So until next time, we want to make sure that we're implementing these structures. So give me a little note in the chat box here. If you are currently teaching music theory club classes. I see Patricia. Hi, Patricia. She says, me. I'm interested. Excellent. Patricia's really keen on teaching music theory group classes. And there's a formula that I want to teach you. It's not just a matter of grabbing your theory book and saying, okay, I'm going to put 6 kids in the room and I guess turn over to page 7. But there's a system in how do you teach music theory effectively? How do you connect these groups to make sure that they're going to be a fit, that they're going to work together? How do you do that assessment? Where do you get an assessment? And where do you find the answer pages? Because time is money, right? And I want to save you time and I want to help you make money. So I got you covered in our training. So I'm really excited to work with you. I want to help you get your students. I want to help you with your marketing. I want to help you get your students. So make sure to get signed up. Go to teachumt.com. Join the membership today, and I will see you in the coaching calls. It's what we're doing for the month of April. So don't miss it. I'll see you there. Till next time, teach with passion. Bye.